see. Show me your strawberries.
We have closed the books on our school year, but we are still learning so many things, from planting our garden to sewing projects to reading together in the afternoons. We're making strawberry jam. We got our new chicks, cooking together. The learning is still happening, and I want to invite you to join us. Our strawberries have been ripening this week, and so we've been spending every day out there weeding, and I find that if we do it all together in a group, it doesn't seem so bad, and if we do it in the morning, that's also good because it's not too hot. The kids have been really great troopers at this. This patch is enough, it yields enough strawberries to feed our family of 12 for a year.
And we're sitting next to me, and then Malachi was sitting next to me, and Evan. That one, ragweed, common ragweed.
What's the name of this one?
You can like use it in a tonic, or an Asian tonic.
So while we were out here, the kids were helping me pull weeds, and we learned about what some of them are, and we thought it was really interesting that we have different weeds coming up every year, it seems. This is a vine called Japanese hops, and let's see, this one is just common ragweed, and the last one we have growing in here is, what is this, Afton? Lamb's quarters? This is a real popular one we see around here everywhere. Alright, what is this one?
This is dwarf mallow.
Dwarf mallow, and what did you find?
This one's wine-capped Safaria, I think.
Where, right there?
The mushroom, yes, wine-capped Safaria.
Okay. Wow!
What?
How many did you get?
46.
Wow, that's a good start.
If you're new here, my name is Sherry. I'm a homeschooling mom to 10 kids. We have one who's graduated, we have 7 in school, and then a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. We finished our bookwork for the year. On paper, we homeschool from August through May, but realistically, our learning is happening all year round. It's hard to put it in a box, and it just looks a little different. We don't do as much book work in the summer months, but we are just learning a lot of different things. We're gardening, we are preserving food. My kids learn a lot of academic work during the winter months, but during the summer, it's a lot of life skills. We have just under 4 acres of land here, and on our property, we raise all of the meat that we eat for the year, so our chicken, and we have pigs, and we raise 2 pigs in exchange for beef with a friend of mine. We also grow our own strawberries, potatoes, peppers, beans, beets, tomatoes, corn, lots of things. And so this time of year is just really busy as that's picking up. My daughter here got out the BB gun. I just find it funny to see what different things interest my kids. Each week, it's like they all find a different toy, and then everybody's into that for a week, and then the next week, it's something totally different.
I want to pause this video real quickly to tell you about the Fill Your Cup bundle that launches this Tuesday, May 28th. This is a bundle that's for homeschool moms. So you're not going to find curriculum, you're not going to find things for the kids to do. This is something that's meant to just encourage you as a homeschool mom. When I think about all the curriculum that we spend money on in our homeschools, and yet how little we spend on things that are going to help us as homeschool moms just stay the course and stay encouraged, stay refreshed. That's why I really believe in things like this, things that are going to just encourage you and strengthen you, give you ideas. Over 25 contributors have come together and put out their best products. This is 30 products, over $700 worth in value that you can get for only $25. This launches Tuesday, May 28th, but you can get on the wait list. I'm gonna leave the link below. You can get on the wait list to be notified as soon as it goes live. I am really excited because I put in a brand new product. It's an ebook called Rest for the Weary Homeschool Mom. This is a book with advice, encouragement, ideas, scripture, quotes, that's all meant to refresh you as a homeschool mom. So you don't want to miss this. This is something that I would definitely have wanted back when I was starting homeschooling. In fact, I'm so glad to be a part of it because I have access to all these materials. So take a look at the link below and get on the wait list for the Fill Your Cup bundle.
So now it's time to pick our strawberries, and this is something everybody can do, even the 3-year-old and our 1-year-old. He gets down and he's in the patch. He loves it. He just goes from one place to another, and yes, he squashes some of the strawberries, but we don't care. It's so fun for him, and the kids counted. We got 420 strawberries, and this is just the first batch. We should get hopefully at least 2 more of those.
Can we what?
Can I get a bowl for strawberry?
A bowl? Yep, you can get your own bowl.
Yeah, because look.
This one's kind of bad.
I'll put that out. Wow, good.
Oh. Yeah, Mom, can you use some strawberries in here? Can you use some strawberries in here?
Oh, yep. There you go.
Mom, this one's an eggy one. Mom, this one is a valley one.
No, don't put it on the ground.
Yeah, but it's really eggy one.
Oh, did it have a rotten spot on it?
Yeah. That's the easiest weed in the world.
On this day, I actually wore Benjamin on my back because he was just into everything, and it was easier to have him back there where he could watch and not be down and running off. Now, sometimes I'll give my kids the option. They can either help with him or they can do the work with everyone else, and depending on where we are, some of them are just ready for a break, and so they want to help with watching him or playing with him.
Let me see. Show me your strawberries. Good job.
James decided he was getting tired of picking strawberries, so he went off with Benjamin and was sitting right beside the patch, just playing with him, and it's so nice. I love the close sibling relationships. I love working together, doing something that's profitable for the whole family.
Look, I think it's too small. It needs a bigger head.
Since this is, I think, our second week since we were finished, we've just had a lot of lazy mornings where we get started slowly, and the kids, some of them will be reading together or they'll be playing a game. The little ones are playing on the floor, and I like slow mornings, so this is perfect for me. I've really enjoyed the chance to get caught up on some of the work around the house and just take a little bit more care with homemaking and cleaning out some closets, working on some projects that I wanted to do, working on some decorating, and just kind of having the relief of the academic load off of me that we can just try some other things. We are a family that does some thrifting. We buy a lot of secondhand clothes, and sometimes I've learned that things don't always fit exactly right, and I think when you buy clothes this way, then it can be really helpful if you improve your sewing skills, which is something that I've learned to do over time. And so I bought this little baby doll style dress or shirt, and it was just too wide, so I brought it in, and when I did, I actually made a mistake with it and had to go back and correct it. And I find that this is how I've learned to sew. I've learned more from my failures than from anything else. It's one of those things that I've made so many mistakes, and I could have thrown in the towel. Sometimes I did, but then a couple of days later I might have picked it back up. But you learn so much from just trying again when you can't get something. And that's how sewing has been for me. I don't do a lot of sewing, but I've been enjoying having more time to do some of these things this week. Over the years, I've really come to value life skills learning more and more. And I feel like this is a topic I could talk on and on about, just all the work that we do around here during the summer. We do a lot of gardening. We raise, as I said before, our own meat. And although my kids also learn a lot of academic skills throughout the year, it's these life skills learning that have just been so fascinating to me. And I think that they are a helpful skill that they will use lifelong. When I think about all that our kids have learned from being here on our property, we rendered tallow. They learn how to use it to blend it with essential oils, to make moisturizer for their skin. Just knowing about putting something healthy on the largest organ of your body, your skin. We have a garden every year and we raise a lot of the vegetables that we eat. Our kids have learned what all the different seeds are. They can recognize them. They know when they should go in the ground, when they'll harvest. They've learned how to preserve pickles, jelly, corn, beans, beets, applesauce, peaches, pears. They've learned dehydrating foods. They're here when we butcher our chickens, they know how to package the chickens. They know how we raise our chickens. It only takes 8 to 10 weeks and they're done. Here we're doing a little bit of weeding. We've given each of the kids a section of the yard that we are having them weed, and we're paying them for this. So they have their regular daily chores just around the house, but the weeding we consider extra and we just need help with it. So we've divided it up and we're paying them to do this. So we try to go out once a day. Doesn't always happen, but just go out before it gets too warm. And if we all do it at the same time, just a little bit every day helps you keep up with it. And I find that nobody really wants to start weeding, but once we get going, it's just that initial start that's always the hardest. Once we get going, everybody kind of gains the momentum. And of course, a lot of times we finish it off with just jumping in the pool. And this is a great motivator to work really hard.
Video the unboxing.
Today our meat birds were delivered, so we opened up the chicks, and this is Benjamin's first time.
Where are the chicks? Where are they? They're not in the brooder yet. They're in the box. Look, look.
What's in here?
Oh, look at the chicks. Yeah.
Yeah, be gentle. Over here, buddy. So just dump them.
What do you think? What do you think?
So many things were going on today. Our 19 and 16-year-old boys mow our property, so that was happening. Afton was making bread, and this is not a sourdough bread, it's a yeast bread, and it rose so well because of the humidity and the warmer weather. It was just the most beautiful loaf. Brinley wanted to make lunch. She had some friends that were coming over, and so she offered to make sausage and rice, and she did a great job. This is a staple around here. I have this meal probably at least once a week. It's one that everybody loves. You'll probably see me make it on this channel a lot. It's just 4 simple ingredients: sausage, onion, rice, black beans, and cheese. Actually, I guess that's 5. I added the onion. We didn't used to have it with onion, but yeah, this is just a delicious meal. Everybody loves it. While Brinley was making this, I went ahead and put together a salad for me and Nelson. We love to have a salad at least once a day. It doesn't always happen, but we just, especially in the summer with all the fresh vegetables, we love having salad. There's several reasons why we love to grow our own food. The first one is that we eat more organic fruits and vegetables, grass-fed beef, pork, chicken, without any hormones. We know what is in our food. We know where it comes from, and that's just a source of peace for us. By the way, here's a little trick that I use to get my kids to eat vegetables. Whenever it's time for a meal, or maybe like an hour before a meal, I'll cut up some vegetables and put them on the table, and that's all there is available. And when kids are really hungry, they will pick at vegetables, at least if you do it enough. A second reason that we love growing our own food is just that it gives our kids so much to do all summer. I think they're a lot less bored because there's always some animal to look at, something that's growing. There's just so many interesting things to observe. I feel like our kids have learned so many skills from just the homesteading work that we've done here, that even if they grew up and lived in a small apartment with just a tiny plot of land, or even having like a deck, patio garden, they could grow still a lot of their own food. And I just think that's a great skill to learn how to do. So when I am canning with my kids or preserving with them, I'm not thinking about what we're doing just today. I am thinking about the skills that I'm passing down to them as well.
Good morning. We are starting our strawberry jam this morning. We have this that we picked from last night. Hopefully in the next couple days we'll actually be getting another 1 or 2 of these. We did 50 pints of jam last year, so I'm hoping, and we have 4 pints left over. So I'm hoping to do about the same, maybe a little bit less. We have these jars. We'll be bringing up jars today that we'll be washing. This is the pectin that I use. I bought this 5-pound container of honey. We'll probably use all of this, and then some jar lids. One of the first things that I do when I'm getting ready to do any canning is to completely clear the island, because when you're canning you need a lot of free space to just spread everything out. So this morning our kids are going to be probably helping me wash the strawberries. Some of the little ones love to use the masher. Oh, I didn't get that out. But we use a potato masher, and so the little ones will do that. I'm pretty much the one that does all the stuff at the stove, but they're involved in the washing and the mashing. So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
This video is pretty much going to take you step by step through our strawberry jam process. I found a recipe that I make with honey a couple years ago. I tried this several years ago, like maybe 10, and I never could get it to set. Well, I finally found a recipe that you can use with honey. It sets really well. I have it over on the blog, ourlifehomeschooling.com, and I'll link it below if you want to try it. Back to the reasons that we grow our own food. It keeps our kids busy. That was the second reason. And I just feel like they always have something to do. This time of year, it seems like we're always thinking about, oh, did you turn the water off on the hose? Did you remember to feed the chickens tonight? Oh, do the pigs have water? Because if they run out of water, it's really serious. Like they can't be dehydrated when it's really hot out. There's so many things to think about, and it just keeps all of us really busy, which is great for kids. And I don't think it keeps them too busy either. It gives them just enough to do, and then they can go and play and have a lot of free time. So I love this kind of lifestyle that we have. The third reason that we like to grow our own food is just that it saves money. And this is, if anything, this is a skill that's worth teaching kids, learning how to economize and to make the best with what they have. It still amazes me that you can take a seed that you saved from last year, and for the first time this year, we saved our corn seeds last year and we're planting them. So we'll see how that turns out. But it amazes me that you can just take a little seed and it can feed your family corn for a year. You can just plant a whole field, little field of corn, and it's feeding your family just from something so small. As we were making this, my older girls were actually able to step in and make the jam, the part on the stovetop. Our chickens love the strawberries, so they've just been feasting. But the girls came in and they were able to finish the process with the jam on one of the batches because I was busy doing something else. And I think this is just because they're here every year, year after year. We've been doing this, and they just know how it works. They know what comes next, and I had to give a little bit of instruction, but they've just seen it a lot, so it's familiar to them. We ended up getting 13 pints of jam from this, and that's 3 batches, which is actually not as good of a yield as I would have liked. I usually get 5 pints from each batch, so it should have been about 15. But the jam set really well, and I was happy with that. While some of us were working on the jam, there were other kids that were outside. My husband has been getting our garden going, so sometimes he'll do part of it, sometimes I'll do part of it. We're just always trying to get the food in the ground and keep up with everything. Thank you for following along with our family this week and all that's going on our homestead. I hope this inspired you, encouraged you. I did a video last year on how I make our jam, just the step-by-step process where I walk you through it. So I'm gonna link that for you guys to watch if you want to take a look at that. If you liked what you saw today, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. Thanks for following along. I do 1 video a week on homeschooling encouragement for everyday moms.